Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year. I just wanted to tell you guys.
I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went into.
Get in here, because the internet just experienced a digital earthquake so loud it shook every corner of TikTok, Reddit, Discord, and whatever FBI fan cam pages y'all are secretly running. The rumor mill is spinning so violently right now that even the Kardashians are somewhere whispering. Thank God it's not us this week. And in the center of this hurricane of confusion, theories, leaks, screenshots, and suspiciously timed no-comment posts, sits d4vd. Yes, that d4vd, the soft-voiced, emo song-singing angel people didn't think could hurt a butterfly.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago.
Right.
Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
But according to the internet's latest obsession, the FBI might not just be watching, they might be updating their group chat. Nobody knows what's real, what's speculation, what's a misunderstanding, or what's the result of Reddit detectives with too much free time. But the rumors alone have turned the entire case into a binge-worthy thriller. From mysterious documents popping up online, to alleged asset transfers that have fans screaming, "What does this mean?" to a Tesla timeline that looks like it was written by a sleep-deprived screenwriter. Every new leak has the internet losing its mind. And if you think that's wild, oh baby, the next twist hits harder than a plotline on a budget Netflix crime drama. Buckle up. Because this story is just getting started, the internet had barely recovered from its last meltdown before this new wave of chaos slammed straight into the timeline like a runaway Tesla. 1 minute fans were arguing over which song d4v should drop next. And the next minute, the entire world was spiraling into conspiracy mode over a string of screenshots, whispers, and eyebrow-raising coincidences that no amount of PR training could smooth over. The rumor storm didn't arrive quietly. It came crashing in like a SWAT team with a caffeine addiction. It all began with one simple detail: those late December photos. The moment the public saw images of d4vd and Celeste walking around downtown Los Angeles on the night of December 30th into the early hours of the 31st, the internet was already buzzing. But then someone leaked that there were weird photos in his camera roll. Nothing illegal, nothing confirmed, just weird. And that single word was enough to make Reddit detectives pull out magnifying glasses they didn't even own. But what really ignited the wildfire was the so-called document. Files people claimed were found on his phone. The documents allegedly showed him transferring certain assets to his parents. Not illegal on its own, not incriminating on its own, but the timing. Oh, the timing had the internet acting like they just uncovered the lost scrolls of drama. People started piecing together timelines with the dedication of unpaid interns on a crime show. Why transfer assets right after Celeste passed? They asked, connecting dots the rest of us didn't even see on the page. Lawyers across social media jumped in like guest commentators on a WWE match. They started explaining concepts like fraudulent transfer, asset concealment, and legal loopholes. And suddenly, every viewer watching turned into an overnight legal scholar. People were quoting state law like they had a bar exam in the morning. And the biggest point lawyers kept repeating was that asset transfers after major life events often get scrutinized. Not proven guilty, not confirmed shady, just scrutinized. And the internet loves nothing more than a scrutinized celebrity. Then the rumor mill started pointing to something else: a second rental home. According to People Online, investigators allegedly discovered a private property nobody even knew existed. And in typical internet fashion, fans immediately began comparing the furniture from Celeste's TikToks to screenshots from the home. Suddenly, the entire fandom turned into a team of interior design detectives, analyzing chair legs, blanket textures, and lamp placements like they were clues in a national treasure hunt. But the twist that sent shoulders flying backwards came from the name, Neo. Out of nowhere, people began speculating that this friend had also been living in one of the homes. Zero confirmed facts. Zero official statements, just pure internet detective energy fueled by screenshots and social media changes. Fans noticed that Neo had scrubbed d4vd from his Instagram page and unfollowed him. And on the internet, an unfollow is the equivalent of detonating a grenade. Things only escalated when a private investigator chimed in during an interview. He didn't accuse, he didn't confirm, he simply hinted that he knew who moved the Tesla before the tour began. That one sentence alone was enough to send TikTok spiraling into chaos. Suddenly, everyone was convinced they cracked the case. They began linking Neo, the house, the car, the timeline, and every shadow in the background of every video ever posted. The investigator was careful, vague, and professional, but the audience? Oh, they ran with it like they were auditioning. For a true crime documentary, rumors ballooned even further. When People Online started claiming without verification that there might have been a relationship, twist involving d4vd and Neo. And because the internet loves messy plotlines more than actual truth, fans took a handful of old photos and turned them into a digital soap opera. Images of them laying on a bed, recreating poses, hanging out shirtless. Suddenly, everything was being interpreted like secret puzzle pieces in a romance plotline nobody even knew existed. Were they accurate? Were they assumptions? Were they just two friends hanging out? Nobody knew. But that didn't stop the forums from treating it like evidence in an alien abduction case. Then came the silence. The eerie, unsettling, attention-grabbing silence from d4vd himself. No Instagram posts, no live streams, no public statements, no sightings. His entire fanbase began panicking like they misplaced their favorite hoodie. Even his inner circle went quiet. People interviewed said they didn't know where he was, and fans started acting like they were doing national security work. Every shadow in every video became a possible clue. Every rumor became a potential explanation. Every silence became suspicious just when the hysteria started simmering down. Someone noticed activity on his BandLab account. A new track titled RUSH allegedly appeared, was listened to by fans, then immediately deleted. That one event reopened the floodgates of speculation. Was he active? Did he slip? Was this him trying to distract the internet? Fans argued in comments like they were on opposing legal teams. Some thought it proved he was fine. Others thought it showed panic. Most weren't even sure he posted it at all. Meanwhile, the private investigator kept talking, and his statements weren't helping calm anything down. He began discussing timelines, photos, physical evidence, and his belief that certain events happened long before people thought. He emphasized that he wasn't accusing, wasn't confirming, wasn't pointing fingers, just analyzing the timeline. But on the internet, nuance is like Wi-Fi in the mountains. It rarely exists. People took every sentence as a plot twist. Then the Tesla timeline started falling apart in the public eye. The investigator revealed that d4vd had switched Teslas, leasing a red one while the black one seemingly sat unused. Fans found this strange, especially when combined with whispers about a missing vehicle report. A repossessed Tesla and the car being stationary for weeks. Again, no official findings, no confirmed guilt, but the internet doesn't need confirmation. All it needs is a rumor with good lighting. The timeline became even more chaotic when people pointed out that he transferred properties on the same day Celeste was identified. Could it be coincidence? Absolutely. Was the internet accepting that explanation? Absolutely not. Too convenient, they shouted, even though coincidences happen every day. And when a swatting call happened the very next day at his parents' house, fans completely lost it. They were convinced it was a warning, or a message, or a conspiracy, or a cover-up. Nobody knew anything for sure, but everyone decided they knew everything, and with every new rumor, every mysterious silence, every leaked screenshot, every statement from the investigator, the internet only grew more unhinged. One thing was clear: whatever this situation was, it was bigger, messier, and more confusing than anyone expected. And the next twist? Oh, it was about to blow the internet apart. The moment Part 1's chaos spilled into the timelines, the entire internet transformed into a digital crime board with strings, arrows, screenshots, and theories stretching into infinity. It didn't matter who you talked to: casual fans, hardcore stans, random TikTok commenters, Reddit analysts, or people who just logged on to check the weather. Everyone suddenly had a theory about what was going on with d4vd, and each theory was wilder than the last. The memes alone could have carried this entire scandal on their backs. People were posting images of Pepe the Frog wearing FBI sunglasses, standing over a Tesla, captioned, "Me trying to solve the d4vd multiverse case before bed." Others had flowcharts titled, "Who drove the Tesla?" with stick figures, arrows, and question marks everywhere. Like a conspiracy chalkboard from a movie where nothing makes sense but everyone is pretending it does. TikTok detectives stitched every video possible, zooming in on reflections, shadows, background noises, anything that might be a clue. It was like the internet became the world's most chaotic escape room, and then came the infamous Neo timeline theory. According to online sleuths, Neo wiping all traces of d4vd off social media wasn't just a suspicious unfollow. It was the digital equivalent of throwing a Molotov cocktail into a quiet room. Molotov cocktail into a quiet room. People compared it to when celebrities unfollow each other right before a breakup announcement. Except this time the stakes felt bigger, messier, darker. Fan pages rolled out timelines like investigative podcasts. They argued that Neo disappearing from d4vd's online bubble wasn't a coincidence. It was a sign of what? Nobody agreed. But that didn't stop anyone from shouting confidently in the comments. Some claimed the two had a falling out. Others claimed they were protecting each other. A small but extremely loud subset of fans cooked up a relationship angle that spread across TikTok faster than a dance trend. People grabbed old photos of them, posing dramatically, sharing beds, recreating Titanic scenes. And suddenly, the entire internet decided they were looking at clues from a forbidden romance arc. Meanwhile, the private investigators' interviews kept pouring gasoline on the wildfire. Every time he spoke, he made sure to clarify that he wasn't accusing anyone, wasn't pointing fingers, wasn't confirming crimes, yet somehow every sentence he said got chopped, edited, mime-feed, and reinterpreted into 100 different conspiracy theories. He would say something simple like, "Someone moved the Tesla," and within minutes, TikTok would turn it into the Tesla was part of a 4-step master plan. It didn't matter what he meant. It only mattered how the internet twisted it. The most viral clip was when he said, I definitely know who moved the Tesla. He didn't say a name. He didn't give a description. He didn't even hint at an identity. And yet people acted like he handed them a full confession written in neon letters. Suddenly, every blurry figure in a Ring camera became a suspect. Every shadow became meaningful. Every shirt in the laundry became evidence. People were doing freeze-frame analysis like they were auditioning for CSI. TikTok edition, then came the double Celeste confusion, which might go down as one of the internet's biggest plot twists in recent years. A Twitch streamer posted a clip where she said she recognized d4vd hanging out with a girl named Celeste. Fans immediately lost their minds, thinking it was the Celeste, the same girl from the missing persons posters. They slowed down the video like it was the Zapruder film. They analyzed the sweater, the glasses, the hair, the walk, the posture, the expression. And then TikTok dropped the bomb. That wasn't the same Celeste. It was a completely different girl with the same name. The internet nearly combusted. Because what were the odds? Same name, similar clothing. Hanging out with him in the exact same era. People insisted it had to mean something, that it was intentional, that it was part of a cover-up, that the timing was too perfect to be random. And while none of this was proven, verified, or confirmed, that didn't stop fans from attaching wild theories like Velcro.1 theory claimed that if people ever confronted d4vd about being with Celeste, he could point to clips of the other Celeste and say fans were confused. Another claimed he was recreating her style on purpose. Another insisted it was all coincidence blown out of proportion by a hyperactive online community. But regardless of the angle, the theories multiplied like gremlins being fed after midnight. Then TikTok investigators discovered the Fortnite login mystery, and that's when things got downright comedic. While everyone panicked, people noticed his Fortnite account quietly updating. It showed he'd been online playing multiple matches. The internet responded like it was the biggest plot twist in cinematic history. Fans were screaming, "There is nitrogen monoxide way Fortnite" is his response to all this. Others joked that he was hiding in the virtual world until things blew over. Some argued it was proof he was alive and fine. Others said it was misdirection. But everyone agreed it was hilarious timing. Things only escalated when the evidence file discussion hit the internet. People began circulating clips supposedly showing the last confirmed sighting of Celeste at a concert. They pointed out the Hello Kitty sandals. They highlighted the timeline. They debated whether the footage lined up with earlier inconsistencies. And once those discussions started trending, people dug up an old live stream where d4vd told mods to delete all VODs immediately after the stream ended. Fans swore he looked nervous. They swore Celeste looked uncomfortable. They swore the vibe was off. Whether that was true or not didn't matter. The internet made its own truth. Then the resurfaced interview hit like a meteor. The clip where he described himself as an anime alter ego who commits fictional crimes in his music videos. Most people would hear that and shrug. Artists create characters all the time. But not during a rumor storm of this size. Suddenly fans were quoting the Fight Club comparison like it was a confession. He literally said he has a villain version of himself, one commenter wrote. Others were stitching the clip with ominous music. The video spread like wildfire, creating even more theories than before. But nothing set the rumor machine ablaze like the weeks-long Tesla timeline. People realized the car had been sitting for over a month. They argued about repossessions, missing vehicle reports, tracking systems, GPS data, and Tesla cameras like they had just completed engineering school. A small faction even created 3D timeline animations showing what they think happened, despite having zero access to actual data. And yet these animations went mega viral. The swatting incident only poured rocket fuel on the hysteria. Some viewers insisted it was random. Others insisted it was a sign. Others said it was the universe warning him. The theories became infinite, conflicting, and absolutely unhinged. Even his 5-year "I'm disappearing to an island" interview got dragged back into the spotlight. Fans replayed the clip, analyzing every blink, every pause, every smirk. The fact that he said in 4 years instead of 5 sent people spiraling into numerology breakdowns by the end of the week. The internet wasn't asking questions anymore. They were demanding answers. Louder, angrier, more confused than ever. And the real chaos. The real shock. The real eruption in the timeline. Oh, that was still ahead. Because the aftermath was where everything went nuclear. The aftermath of this situation didn't arrive like a gentle breeze. It slammed into the internet like a meteor the size of a small city. And the craziest part? The explosion wasn't even about what was confirmed. It was about everything that wasn't. The unanswered questions. The eerie silence. The timelines that felt too convenient. The coincidences that stacked up like unstable Jenga blocks. The online detectives who refused to sleep until they cracked a case nobody officially explained. Each new finding hit social media, like a fresh episode of a chaotic crime show. Except instead of professionals. The entire world was being run by teenagers with Ring camera footage and suspicious confidence. And the theories only grew more dramatic as the days went on. People weren't debating anymore. They were arguing like they were personally assigned to the investigation, screaming at strangers in the comments like their lives depended on winning. The biggest shock came when someone leaked the evidence file summary online. The rumors claimed investigators had compiled a narrative, showing the last confirmed sighting of Celeste being at a backstage area of one of d4vd shows. The Hello Kitty sandals became a digital icon. People treated them like a sacred artifact of the timeline. Viewers zoomed in, slowed down, and circled every frame. Like they were uncovering a lost prophecy written on a pair of flip-flops. Then the internet hit the next gear. They dug up the January 11th livestream, where d4vd told his mods to delete every clip, every VOD, every trace as soon as the stream ended. People claimed his tone sounded nervous. Others said the tension in the room felt off. Some insisted Celeste looked anxious. Whether any of that was real or imagined didn't matter. The internet turned it into a pivotal moment in their unofficial documentary. But what truly shook the digital world was the resurfacing of the friend who once tried to expose what he called strange behavior back in 2023. He jumped into the conversation, explaining that he'd tried to warn people years earlier, but was shut down by legal teams before anything gained traction. He clarified it wasn't about Celeste. It was about other girls allegedly messaging him with concerns. And although none of that was verified, the internet didn't care. They treated his TikTok explanation like it was a keynote speech at a major press conference. This reopened older rumors people forgot about. Suddenly, every deleted clip, every vague lyric, every cryptic Instagram story, every private message, every public apology. Everything from years past became a piece of the puzzle. People turned into digital archaeologists, excavating old drama like ancient ruins. In the middle of all this chaos, another twist hit the timeline. The Arcade Celeste Confusion 2.0. Fans realized the girl in the arcade, the one wearing the same Gap sweater and the same style of glasses, was not the real Celeste from the missing posters. She was a completely different Celeste. A new Celeste. Celeste 2.0. And this sent the internet spiraling into its most unhinged theory yet. That he might have been dressing someone else similarly on purpose. Some people said it looked like misdirection. Others said the coincidence was too weird. Some said it was all fan overreaction and the internet needed therapy. But the theories didn't stop there. Someone dug up an alleged clip of him cleaning shoes that matched Celeste's. Suddenly, people were convinced he was dropping Easter eggs in his videos, like he was a villain in a superhero movie teasing his master plan. Comments flew around like confetti. Everyone swore they saw something others missed. The private investigator's final interview only intensified the tension. He claimed there was physical evidence at one of the homes that suggested bigger plans might have been in motion. He didn't accuse. He didn't confirm. He simply said there were strange indicators. And that one vague line sent the entire internet into pandemonium. 10 fans went into maximum overdrive when they realized the timeline of the Tesla switch was suspicious. He filmed a reflective, emotional video in front of a framed picture, and people identified that frame as belonging to his other home. A home Celeste reportedly stayed in, a home where the investigator believed she had been last seen. Fans claimed his demeanor felt strange, like he was hiding something, like he was grieving something quietly. And when he talked about people passing this year, people interpreted it as a subconscious slip, even though he could have been referring to global tragedies. Then came the most chilling timeline coincidence. On September 18th, the same day Celeste was publicly identified, d4vd reportedly transferred both Texas homes into his mother's name. People lost their minds. Some said it was protection. Some said it was panic. Some said it was tax planning. Others insisted it was too convenient to ignore. And when the swatting call happened that same day, fans nearly combusted from speculation. Some claimed it was a fan trying to find him. Others claimed it was a warning. Some insisted it was law enforcement trying to check his location. Everyone had a different take, and none of them had proof. Then the darkest twist emerged: his 5-year island plan. In an old podcast clip, he said he wanted to disappear after 4 years of music success, live off-grid, and vanish from the internet. Fans connected the timing 4 years from that interview matched the year Celeste would have turned 18. Coincidence? Maybe. But the timing had the internet sweating, tweeting, and posting 40-minute breakdown videos with dramatic music. People also latched on to the wig photo, the one where he allegedly wore a wig that looked like one Celeste had. Fans insisted they shared clothes, shared looks, shared aesthetics. Some saw it as creative expression. Others saw it as a red flag. Every detail was stretched, twisted, interpreted, and spun into a new angle. And when his Fortnite activity resurfaced, it only made things stranger. The internet wanted answers. Instead, they got a battle royale. Some said it proved he was alive and well. Others said it was his way of pretending nothing was wrong. Some said he was distracting the public. Some said it wasn't even him. But everyone agreed it was the weirdest comeback move anyone could have made during a storm like this. The evidence file, closing summaries, dropped online shortly after, and the internet turned into a riot of speculation. The Tesla key in the gutter, the odor complaint, the plastic wrap rumor, the 30-day car abandonment timeline, the fact that a Tesla is trackable but wasn't tracked. Fans couldn't stop tearing apart each inconsistency like they were solving a national riddle by the end of this digital storm. The question wasn't what happened. The question was what the internet thinks happened, and what it still doesn't know. Reputations were shredded. Friendships dissolved. Timelines collapsed. Fan groups divided. Memes multiplied. And the mystery? It only grew thicker, because no matter how many theories surfaced, no matter how many clues were dissected, no matter how loud the rumor mill screamed, the truth remained buried, and the internet hates nothing more than a truth it can't reach. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the digital tornado the internet still hasn't recovered from. A Tesla timeline that makes 0 sense. A BandLab upload that vanished faster than his career updates. A Fortnite login during a national scandal. Two girls named Celeste, a wig that shouldn't exist. An investigator who speaks in cliffhangers, and a fandom that turned into the FBI without a badge. If your brain hurts after all that, congratulations, you're officially caught up. Before you run off to Reddit to argue with strangers who definitely haven't touched grass in 3 business years. Do me a favor and smash that like button like it owes you rent. Hit it harder than the internet hit those conspiracy timelines. Hit it like a Reddit detective zooming in on a blurry screenshot at 4a.m. Drop a comment too. I want your theories, your memes, your timelines, your charts, your wildest guesses. Who moved the Tesla? Why the Fortnite cameo? Why were there to Celeste's? And is this the biggest coincidence ever? Or the most confusing storyline since a budget soap opera? And make sure you subscribe, not the soft subscribe, but the aggressive. I need updates before Twitter gets unsubscribe. Because you already KNOW, this channel stays glued to the mess while everyone else is still trying to spell investigation. Around here, scandals don't sleep. Rumors don't rest. Receipts don't fade. And every week, the internet hands us a new mystery like a coupon. This is the Rap Truth, where chaos meets commentary, theories meet torchlight, and the truth hides somewhere between a Tesla and a Fortnite lobby. Stay tuned, because the next leak is coming, and it's louder than this one.